I first started making some prototypes in the 1990s. I was using this moldable clay that you could fire in an oven and become hard. And I was putting these very simple little coils inside them to make these energy devices work. Now, I was basing those designs on what's called a Lakhovsky coil, which was based on the golden ratio, which is the science of nature, right? The golden mean, which is pi. And so these little antennas were concentric rings that were broken, had little gaps. And the gaps were worked out by maths. So they're very hard to make. So I started making these very simple coils. And then I started tuning them, blessing them, and see if it would hold. And I found that they would, that they would work fine, and I could get the same results that I was getting with other devices, but the energy was a lot finer and a lot cleaner. But that was still a limiting thing. I mean, I had to hand make these things, and there was a failure rate in doing so. So this led me to say, well, let's talk about sacred geometry. Let's talk about the golden mean. In other words, the golden ratio in nature and things like the Fibonacci series. So I started wanting to look at sacred geometry and the maths of sevens and nines, etc. in nature. It led me down a path of experimenting with having like mandala ideas. And that was positive to a degree, because you had two things happening there. And the evolution of the Chi Energy products in the 1990s was basically having a copper disc. We could have them coated in silver or coated in gold, with this log periodic golden ratio antenna design on one side and the college logo on the other. And then I would bless these, I would tune them. I haven't gone into that a lot, but that goes back to this higher levels of study in feng shui, working with the Buddhists, working with the Taoists, and understanding that, because it's common in those worlds how to do this. And working a lot, because I was going out doing clearings in homes and blessing land, etc. Right? We talked about that. And I find that these would hold. So it was a special process. It wasn't willing them to be blessed. It was creating a space for them to do so. And I guess by some sort of esoteric practices that we were putting in place with these meditative practices, it leads you to be able to hold space for these energies to arrive, to occur, and to be able to be locked in.